Welcome to this week's episode of the RoyalVision podcast. My name is Joe Fitzhenry. I'm the Sports Information Director here at the University of Scranton. This week I'm joined by...
Hi, I'm Teresa Hegarty, and I am a senior on the women's soccer team.
Teresa, first off, thanks for joining us this week, and I want to talk about the women's soccer team's hot start to the season so far. It's 6-1-1 on the year. What's been the key to success so far?
I think our key to success has been really our team culture, just how well the girls get along, and really our key on the field is our depth. Every single person on our team contributes in some type of way, and I think that's really important because it brings a lot of energy to the bench. We have a lot of energy within our team, and we're just really excited for this season.
And you mentioned the depth. Going into the year, you brought back 8 different girls that scored 3 or more goals last year. How much does that help to kind of have that continuity from year to year?
Yeah, I think that's really important. You can see even with this year's stats, I think we have like 6 or 7 girls with goals or multi-goals. I think it's really important that we have a lot of girls on our team who can contribute. But then I guess also off the field too, everyone's contributing, whether that's on the bench or having a lot of assists. I think we've scored a ton of goals this year, one game with 8 goals in one game. And I think there was almost 7 or 8 different goal scorers. So it's definitely an important key to our success.
And then playing a tough schedule, you play fellow NCAA Tournament teams from last year like Stevens, Misericordia, Farmingdale State. How does that kind of help prepare the team for landmark conference play and what's to come down the road as well?
Yeah, for sure. I think it's really important that we get really good competition in our regular season. I think that preparing us for the landmark is obviously the end goal, but it's really important to get the feel of those games. So we're in those tough games, and Murph reminds us that this is what it feels like to be in an NCAA game. This is what it feels like to be in a conference championship. And I think it's really good that we have that pressure and that we're able to just build confidence. I mean, we were able to get a win from Stevens, and I think that was a really big building block, knowing we can be confident going into Catholic, going into our conference play. So I think we've set ourselves up really well, and we're excited for tomorrow night's game. Good
deal. Should be a good one tomorrow against Misericordia. And then since you've been at Scranton, you've been able to be a part of some pretty cool things, starting with your freshman year, knocking off a 21-0 center team in the NCAA Tournament. Yep. Also hosting 2 rounds and getting the Sweet 16 last year. How special has it been to be a part of those NCAA Tournament wins?
Yeah, it's been super cool. I feel like all my experiences have been super unique. So going back to freshman year, we traveled all the way to Ohio, which was definitely a fun trip. It was just a really cool experience for me. First time in the NCAA tournament, big games. And I think that was really important that we won that game. We had a lot of confidence. We went in and we just played as best as we could. And then last year was just super cool. The NCAA tournament we were able to host first and second round, and then the Sweet 16 as well. Those were some of the coolest games I've ever played in. Great environment with our fans, by the school. So a lot of support, and those games were just really fun to play in.
And now kind of shifting gears a little bit to kind of more Scranton questions as a whole. What initially drew you to Scranton, but also more specifically the women's soccer program?
Yeah, for sure. So Scranton as a whole has a great accounting program, and I knew that's what I wanted to study. So that kind of like led me to look at the school. And then also I really liked the coaching staff. I met with Murph a couple times. I thought that the dynamic between the coach and the players was super great. A lot of communication between the two, and I thought that was really important. I also got to meet some of the girls on the team, and they all got along really well. It was like one big family, and I thought that was really important for me, was to find somewhere that all the girls got along. It was like a family sense. So that was basically what drew me to the soccer team. And then just the winning culture. I mean, the tradition that we've set as a program in the landmark, just in regular season. I wanted to be part of a winning program, and luckily we've been able to do that. So it's been fun. That's
great. Now kind of some more fun rapid fire questions here.
Okay.
Any specific pregame rituals that you have?
I actually don't. I'm not a very superstitious person. A lot of my teammates either like braid their hair a certain way, or someone has to do their hair, or they have to eat a certain thing. I kind of just do my thing. One thing that we do in the pregame huddle though is we take a couple deep breaths as a team, and I think that really like centers us, gets us ready for the game. So I guess that's my only really pregame rituals, to take a couple deep breaths. But other than that, I'm not super superstitious.
Okay. Is there a certain song that you have to listen to before the game that gets you fired up?
Yeah, as a team, we do like Waking Up in Vegas by Katy Perry. It's a big dance song for our team, and we get ready in the locker room to that song a lot. So I would say Waking Up in Vegas. It's a pretty good one.
It's a good choice. And then what is your favorite food spot on campus / do you have a favorite pregame meal?
Favorite food spot on campus would be Mulberry Pod. Me and my friends go there for lunch like every single day. The people there are just super nice too. Have conversations with them all the time. So That would be my favorite food spot on campus. And then as for pregame meal, I typically just go with a peanut butter sandwich.
Okay.
Just peanut butter, bread. That's it.
Keep it simple, right?
Yeah. Good carbs right before the game.
All right, Teresa, thanks so much for joining us this week on this week's episode of the Royal Vision podcast.
Yeah, thanks for having me.